Well, good afternoon. This is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays. That's the Soli Deo Gloria Replays, and I'm excited this afternoon. I am going to be attempting my first stream with Payoff Pitch Baseball. I've been into a season with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I am thankful to be 3 games in, and I have the Pirates off to a blazing start at 3-0. They did not start that well off in the regular replay from 1979. This will be the 1979 season. Today we'll be jumping into the 4th game in their season. It's April 10th, 1979, and they will be in Philadelphia against the Phillies at Veterans Stadium. We're going to be playing the lineups as played on that day. And so without further ado, let's take a look at our starting lineups. For the visiting Pittsburgh Pirates, starting out, we have Frank Tavares, shortstop, batting first. Batting in the second spot, Omar Moreno, center fielder. Batting third, right fielder Dave Parker. At the cleanup spot and at first base, the 39-year-old Willie Pop Stargell. And the reason I've chose the Pirates is as a 12-year-old turning 13 that year, I was intrigued and caught into the We Are Family craze of the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates, and was really a big fan of Willie Stargell and Dave Parker and the gang. So again, batting in fifth is Bill Robinson, who will be playing left field. Rennie Stennett batting sixth at second base. Ed Ott is your catcher. Batting eighth, Phil Garner, playing third base. And pitching for the Pirates today will be John Candelaria. For the home-standing Philadelphia Phillies, leading off will be Lonnie Smith. Batting second, Larry Boa at short. Pete Rose will be batting third and playing first. Greg Luzinski will be your cleanup spot, playing in left field. Mike Schmidt batting fifth at third. Gary Maddox will be in center field. Manny Trio at second base. Bob Boone will be your catcher. And pitching for the home-standing Phillies will be Dick Ruthven. Dick Ruthven in 79 was 7-5 with a 4.27 ERA. He struck out 58 in 122 innings pitched. He allowed 121 hits, 10 home runs, and 37 base on balls. So that is our lineup. We're ready and set to play. I will be using Ball Score to keep score of this game. And away we go. Leading off for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Frank Tavares. And I also will be using the ball roller from Ballstat. Why did you disappear off the screen? Where did you go? So that's a 4. That's an in play 16. And that will be a single from Frank Tavarius, who leads off with a single. That single was a hard grounder into left field. And so we have one on with Omar Moreno coming to the plate. Tavarius, let's see if he can steal, but I think this early in the game, we're not going to go for that yet. Just want to make sure everything's streaming okay. Again, that's a 4 in play 33. And that will be a line out. He hits it sharply to short, where it's snagged for one out. So that's one out, one on, with Dave Parker coming to the plate. It's an in play 89. I know that's way too high. That'll be a ground ball to the second base. Will we have a double play? Let's see. We'll do that by the cards, and it's not. It will be a force play at second. Fielder's choice. So 4 unassisted. So Dave Parker. So with 2 outs, Willie Stargell comes to the plate. Man on first. Now I've got a dog fussing with the other one. You'll have to excuse my dog's bad behavior. 4, that's an in play 47. So far, everyone has been an in play, but that will be another liner hit sharply to short, where Larry Boa stabs it, and we have our 3rd out of the inning. We'll bring Lonnie Smith to the plate. John Candelaria, the left-hander, pitching for the Pirates, on the season was 14-9 with a 3.22 ERA. So the left-hander's ready to deal. It's a defensive check. And it'll be a defensive check of the left fielder. My left fielder, I believe, is Robinson. Yes. It's a range check. Excuse me, it's not an error check. His range is a C. So it will be an out The 57 on the dice roll will be an out. So he did get to it. It was hit sharply, but running in with a diving stab. It's an F7 to the outfield for one out. That brings up Larry Boa. Boa, for the season, batted .241 with no home runs, so he is not a threat for a home run, but we'll see as Candelaria deals to the plate. That's a tough 25, and that will be a one-out single by Larry Boa. So Larry Boa's on, and he will not be stealing as Pete Rose comes to the plate. Rose, for the season, batted .331 with a on-base percentage of .418. So Rose had a good season. That's an in-play 78. That's going to be way too high. That's a fly ball to center field. Let's see where it was hit in center field. It was a short fly ball, so there will be no tagging up. As we have an F8. So with two out, Greg Luzinski comes to plate. Larry Boa still at first. Candelaria looks to the plate. He deals. That's a patient 57. Patient 57, and that will be a single by Greg Luzinski. So Luzinski takes the offering by Candelaria, and he line drives it into left field. That will be only one base for Boa as it's hit too sharply to allow any advancement of the runners. That brings up Mike Schmidt with men on first and second. That's a tough 44. Tough 44, and Candelaria deals his first strike of the game. To end the inning for the first, after one, we are scoreless. Ruthven warming up as Bill Robinson steps to the plate. That's a tough 83. Tough 83. Hit sharply to short, but over to first for the 6-3 put out. One down as Rennie Stennett steps to the plate. Stennett on the season against right-handed pitching batted .234 with a .286 on-base percentage. So Stennett's not a great threat. But that's when sometimes you can get burned. This is a defensive check. An air check on our shortstop. That will be Larry Boa. who is a 5, which is very good. So it will be an out. He does not boot the ball. So again, that will be a 6-3 put out for out number 2. As Ed Ott steps to the plate. That's an in play, 95. And that will be a fly ball for the 3rd out into right field. As the side goes 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the 2nd. If you'll excuse me for a second, I gotta go grab something, but it'll just take a second. Sorry for the delay. As we go to the bottom of the 2nd here. Gary Maddox will be coming to the plate. John Candelaria ready to deal. That's an in play, 36. An in play, 36. He pops it up as it goes sky high. The catcher settles underneath it. Boone settles underneath it. Is it Boone? I want to make sure I'm. No, it's Ed Ott. Boone plays for Philly. Ed Ott settles in under it. Let's pop out to the catcher for out number 1 as Manny Trio comes to the plate. That's an in play, 93. Fly ball hit deep into left field, but not deep enough, as that will be out number 2. Fly F7 for Manny Trio. So far, both pitchers pitching lights out so far. Not many strikeouts, but a lot of putouts as Bob Boone comes to the plate. Catcher for the Phillies. That's an in play, 74. And again, that's a fly ball that's hit to center. It's hit well, but not well enough, as with the F8 put out, that's 3 up, 3 down. And after 2, we're scoreless with both pitchers pitching a lights out game so far. But we're just 2 innings in as Dick Ruthven toes the rubber. Phil Garner coming to the plate for the Pirates. That's an in play, 41. That's a pop-up to second base. It's hit high. It's one to bring down the rain as Manny Trio settles under it for out number one. Score that one a P4. As these batters just cannot seem to get the timing down with these pitchers. They're either popping them up or hitting deep fly balls as John Candelaria comes to the plate against his adversary. He will be hitting off the pitcher's hitting card number 5. That'll be an in play 60. And he will hit one sharply to second. Trio vacuum cleans it up. Over to first to Pete Rose for the 4-3 putout. That brings up shortstop Frank Taveras with 2 out, none on. This will be a tough 39, and Taveras hits it sharply. It will get in for one base. He line drived it into left field for his second hit of the game. Taveras seems to have his timing down all right. Just the rest of his team could catch up. That brings up Omar Moreno, the center fielder, with 1 on and 2 outs. That's a patient 36. That will be a single by Omar Moreno, but how far will Taveras get? It's a hard grounder into right field, but it will only advance Moreno 1 base. So with 2 outs, we have 2 on, runners on first and second for Dave Parker, the big guy, the Cobra, Dave Parker, coming to the plate. 2 on, 2 outs. Pitch comes. It's a tough 29, and he struck him out. So Parker does not deliver. And the side is retired, having 2 hits in that inning and leaving 2 men stranded. That brings up John Candelaria pitching to his counterpart as Ruthven comes to the plate. He will be hitting off the number 5 pitcher hitting card as well. It's an in play 80. In play 80 will be a sharply hit ball to short, but taken easily. I got to remember my players. By Taveras over to first for the 6-3 putout. That brings up Lonnie Smith, who flied out to left his first time up. Here comes the pitch. It's a tough 57. strikes him out. Left-hander got him on the bender, struck him out. That brings Larry Boa to the plate, who singled his first time out and then was out on a fielder's choice. See if he can keep his streak alive. It's a wheelhouse, and it will be hit hard, but not deep. Boa was not a power hitter, so he will be on with a single. With 2 out and 1 on, Boa on first. That brings up Pete Rose. Candelaria deals. That's an in play 53. And that will be a fly ball to left. Hit deeply, but not deep enough. Not deep enough. Hit the wrong button there. For the F7 put out. And we go to the top of the 4th with this game still scoreless, as both pitchers doing a great job so far in this game. When will one or the other break? We will see. Willie Stargell coming to the plate. Pop Stargell. What can he do? What can he do? That will be a tough 50 from Stargell. And Stargell goes down swinging. He strikes him out for out number 1. That brings up Bill Robinson, who grounded to short his first time up. That's an in play 17. And he will this time get some wood on the bat, and he will hit a single. That single has been hit into the gap in center field, but he only gets 1 base as Rennie Stennett comes to the plate. Stennett grounded out to short his last time up. That will be a tough 38. And Rennie Stennett has hit one sharply. He has hit it a line shot. He splits the gap in center field. He will be going for 2. And Robinson will make it all the way to third on the double. As Pittsburgh has something going here in the top of the 4th with 1 out. They have runners on second and third with catcher Ed Ott coming to the plate, who against right-handed pitching in 79 batted .276 with 4 home runs. So he has a little bit of pop, not a whole lot, but we'll see. We will see. Pitch comes from Ruthven. It is in play, 89. And that's a ground ball to short. Could there be a double play? Let's see. Ott's double play is a 6. He's hit it to short. Larry Boa is a 6 as well. So anything 6 and under, and this will be a double play. So let's roll the dice. And it will be. They turn the double play. They turn the 6-4-3 double play. The rally killing double play has happened. Oh no, that can't happen. I don't have a runner on first. So that's just a ground out. I was thinking I had a runner on first. That's my faux pas. It's just a 6-3 put out. Both runners staying. As Phil Garner comes to the plate with 2 out and runners on second and third, Ruth and Dills. And that's a wheelhouse for Garner, but it's a wheelhouse 67. He throws him up a lollipop, but Garner, instead of crushing it, gets on top of it and grounds it to second base for the 4-3 put out, and a great missed opportunity there as 2 were left on here in the top of the 4th. Missed opportunity for the Pittsburgh Pirates as the big man Greg Lozinski steps to the plate for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 4th. This is a defensive check. Will be an error check on the shortstop. He is a 1, but it will be an out. The roll of 63 is above the 48 possible. So it will be a 6-3 put out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Mike Schmidt to the plate. Schmidt on the season was batting .253 with 45 home runs. So he was banging them out in 79. So seems like if he was hitting the ball, it was going deep. And it's a ballpark. So it will be a wheelhouse check for Schmidt. Oh boy. He's a 1-64 in the wheelhouse. And he has hit it deep, and it is hanging, and it is settling, and it is gone. For our first run of the game, Mike Schmidt has hit one on the laces out of Veterans Stadium, and the crowd has gone wild as we have our first run of the game. That will bring up Gary Maddox with 1 out, none on, with Philly leading 1-0. That'll be an in play 63. That's hit into right. Dave Parker settling under it for out number 2, the fly out, the F9 to right field. That brings up second baseman Manny Trio. Trio on the season batted .257 against left-handed pitching. Candelaria dealing, trying to recover from the home run. He doesn't give up. 2 batters to go. That's an in play, 39. And he pops him up. He pops him up to second, where it's fielded easily for the 3rd out of the inning. And we go to the 5th with Philly now leading 1-0 after Mike Schmidt put one into the upper decks in Veterans Stadium to give Philly a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the 5th. John Candelaria stepping up to the plate to try to help his cause. It's a tough 89. It's hit sharply to short. Larry Boa vacuums it up over to first for the 6-3 put out. And up steps Frank Tavares with 1 out. Ruthven filling his oats as he's went now 4 innings and into the 5th without allowing a run and very few hits. Patient, 83. And again, it's hit sharply to short. Larry Boa again using that glove like a vacuum cleaner, sucking up the balls as that's out number 2 here in the 5th. That brings up Omar Moreno, center fielder, against right-handed pitching, batting .279, 6 home runs. Will be a tough 97. Again, that's hit deep, but not deep enough as he lifts it into right field. It's up. It's hit mile high. And who's going to settle under it but Lonnie Smith for out number 3 on the F9 put out. So we go to the bottom of the 5th with Philly up 1-0. And Bob Boone to the plate. So far, this has been a pitcher's duel with Ruthven with the advantage. It'll be a tough 89. It's a ball hit sharply to short. I need to write this down. Tavares takes it in for the 6-3 put out. That brings up Dick Ruthven, again trying to help his cause. He grounded to short his first time up. That will be a tough 55. He strikes him out. On the tough column, on the number 5 pitcher card, it's a 1-99. You're going to strike out. So Ruthven goes down swinging as John Candelaria is trying to keep him within 1 run as Lonnie Smith comes to the plate. He struck out his last time up. That is a patient 16 against left-hand pitching. That is a pop-up to third. If he'd have been a right-hander, it would have been in his favor. But against a left-handed, not so much. As Phil Garner settles under it for the P3 putout, pop up to third. Now, top of the sixth. Ruthven's fatigue starts at 7, but he hasn't allowed a run yet, so he might be able to complete this game. But Dave Parker steps to the plate, the ever-dangerous Dave Parker. As he deals to Parker, that will be a ballpark 62 to right-handers. That will be in the wheelhouse of Dave Parker. And that's a 42. So that will not see a home run hit, but it will have Dave Parker singling here with one out, singling here in the top of the sixth. So with no outs, we have a man on with Willie Stargell coming to the plate. And here we go. Can Pittsburgh get a sustained inning going? That is a patient 86. Now he has hit it to second. Stargell's double play is an 8. Trios is an 8, so anything 8 and under, and we will have a double play. So let's roll the die. And it is a double play. It is, again, the dreaded 6-4-3 double play that all of a sudden, instead of one out, we have 2 and no runners on base now for Bill Robinson. Trying to get a drive going. I don't know if that's a rally going. I think you use drive in football. Get football out of your head. This is a patient 66 for Bill Robinson. And he has hit it to second as well. This trio grabs that one up for the 4-3 put out. And that inning, half inning for the Pittsburgh Pirates was crushed by that double play that sent them back to the dugout with still nobody across home plate for the Pirates in this 1-0 game. Larry Boa to the plate for the Phillies. He's been on base twice with 2 singles. He's 2 for 2 for the game. See if he can keep up. That will be a tough 35. and he is grounded to first base. For Pop Stargell, fields that one and unassisted, steps on first for out number 1. That brings up Pete Rose as he comes to the plate. Candelaria's pitching well. It's just that one little hanger that Mike Smith deposited in the bleachers that has been the only run in this game. So it'll be an in-play 30. And Pete Rose has singled. Rose has hit a line drive into left field that will move How did I get missed? That was supposed to be Lazinski. I forgot to move Rose. What was that? 30. And we got to switch that. An in-play 30 for Lazinski is a pop-up to second. So let's undo that last play. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to move my cards and had Rose hitting twice. Can't do that. That'll bring up Mike Smith with 2 outs and 1 on. Mike Smith hit one into the seats his last time up for a home run. Let's see if he can continue. This time that will be an in-play 24, and he does again get a hit, but this time it's a single. Smith has line drive into left field, moving Rose over to second. So with 2 outs, we got runners on first and second for center fielder Gary Maddox. Can Candelaria pitch himself out of this situation? That's an in-play 61, and he indeed does, as it's hit and it's lifted in to right field, where Dave Parker has to take a few steps back, but easily settles in under it for out number 3. As we go to the top of the 7th. And Rennie Stennett coming to the plate. Ruthven still pitching a shutout, as Ruthven is feeling confident. Would like a little cushion from his offense. That's an in-play 38. He pops it up to short for out number 1 with the P6 put out. That brings up Ed Ott, your catcher. Ruthven still pitching a gem. This will be a wheelhouse, but it's a wheelhouse 86, so this will be an in-play for Ed Ott. No, this is not ballpark. It's Wheelhouse. I was getting ahead of myself. So Wheelhouse 86. He throws up a lollipop to Ed Ott, but he tops it, hitting it a slow roller to second for the second out of the inning with a 4-3 putout for out number 2. That brings up Phil Garner, third baseman, grounded to second his last time up. That will be a tough 0-4, and Ruthven sits Garner down with a fastball that got him looking for a strikeout and out number 3. As we go to the bottom of the 7th. This is going to probably be the last inning for Candelaria, as he will be leading off in the 8th, and they need runs. So let's see if he survives the bottom of the 7th. Since he's only allowed 1 run, we will not use the fatigue card. Since we're still in the 7th. It's a defensive check. And, this looks like it will be some type of error. It's a defensive check on the third baseman. Which is Phil Garner. His error rating is a 1 as a third baseman. So that will be an error. So it will be an E5. So Trillo reaches on an error by our third baseman for the E5. So that's not what Candelaria wanted. He did not want any miscues to mess this up. So here we go. Runner on first. Let's see. He will not be trying to steal. Bob Boone to the plate. Candelaria deals. That's a ballpark 17, which will be a wheelhouse for Bob Boone. What has he done? That's a wheelhouse 15. That will be a double by Bob Boone. And that will move the runner from first over to, that was a double. That will score Trillo from first, as he hit a deep drive off the wall, and it allowed all runners to score. So now we have Philly up 2-0, and that would bring Ruthven to the plate. But I think we're going to pull him. I got to check something here first. No, I think I'm going to stay true to the game at hand, and I'm going to leave him in because he pitched a complete game historically. So let's just leave it there. Works for me. All right. The pitch to Ruffin is an in play 94 as he lifts it into left field. And it is a short fly into left field, so no one will be advancing for the F7 put out. So Boone will stay on second. Lonnie Smith to the plate with one out. And here comes Candelaria trying to finish out the inning. That will be a tough 51, and he struck him out for out number 2. So with 2 outs, Larry Boa steps to the plate, with Philly leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Candelaria deals 30. It's a patient 0-2, and that will be a base on balls, a walk. As we now have runners on first and second, with Pete Rose coming to the plate. Charlie Hustle coming to the plate. That's an in play 10, and that will be a single hit by Rose. It's a soft blooper into short right field. Runner on first will advance 2 bases, and the runner on second will score. So it is falling apart now for Candelaria. Is now the score goes to 3-0 with Lazinski coming to the plate. And should we put the hook in for Candelaria? No, not yet. Let's see if we can get out of the inning. Makes sense. 6. It's an in play 91, and he gets him to ground it. The shortstop for the 6-3 put out. To end the inning, but after the damage was done, as 2 come across the plate in the bottom of the 7th. So we will be bringing a pitch hitter in for Candelaria, as he will be coming out. So who do I want to use against left-handed? Let's bring in Lee Lacy. They go up against Ruthven. All right. Got to bring Lee Lacey in, though. Let's get him in the game. So Lee Lacey to the plate. Ruthven Dillon DeLacy, who has come in for Candelaria. That will be a ballpark for Lacey. The ballpark is 43, and that will bring us back to Lee Lacey's wheelhouse against right-handed pitching. He does not hit home runs, so we'll see what we got here. That's a 71, and he gets the lollipop, but he does nothing with it as he grounds it to second base for the 4-3 putout. And another missed opportunity for the Pirates as Lacey squanders that opportunity. That brings up Frank Taveras. With none on and one out. And that's another ballpark. It's a ballpark 18. That will be a wheelhouse. And again, we have someone up that can do nothing with a wheelhouse. It's a wheelhouse 38. That's just outside of his wheelhouse. As he lifts a fly ball into right field for the F9, put out for 2 down with 2 opportunities serving up on a platter, and they feast on nothing. That brings up Omar Moreno with 2 down, and Ruthven feeling like he's got a little lucky as he's left 2 of them hanging, and that will be a tough 31. And he strikes him out to end the Pittsburgh's chances here in the top of the 8th. He struck him out. All right. And coming to the mound to close out this game for the Pirates will be Kent Tekulve. The right-hander was 10-8 on the season with a 2.75 ERA. So Tekulve will be stepping in to try to keep any more runs from coming across and hope for a big rally from his offense in the 9th. So here comes Tekulve. He will be facing Mike Schmidt, who is 2 for 3 with a single and a home run. Dillon to the plate. That's an in play, 86, as he gets Schmidt to ground out to short for the 6-3 putout for out number 1 here in the top of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, excuse me. That will bring up Gary Maddox. Maddox for the game is 0 for 3 with 2 pop-ups and a flyout. So he has been struggling in this game, but his team is leading, so he is not concerned. That'll be a defense check. That'll be an error check on to Colby. And he is a 4. And that will be an out. So that will be a put out, a 1-3 put out. For out number 2. That will bring up Manny Trio, who reached on an error the last time he was up. That will be a tough 47 for Trio against the right-hander. And Trio will get some wood on that ball, and he will hit it. Grounder up the middle. So we have a man on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Brings up Bob Boone. That's a tough 77. And that will be a fly ball hit to center field for the F8 put out to end this inning. And we go to the 9th with Ruthven looking to finish this game out here in the 9th. Because Ruthven has only allowed 1 run, he will still be pitching full strength here in the 9th as Dave Parker comes to the plate. Can Pittsburgh get a rally going here in the 9th? Or will Ruthven shut them out? We will see. That's a tough 67. And that will be one hit sharply to short for the easy 6-3 put out for out number 1. Pirates are down to their last 2 outs as Pop Stargell comes to the plate. That will be a patient 34 for Willie Stargell, patient 34, and he will walk him. Stargell uses all his craftiness he can to get on base. So now we have a runner on with Bill Robinson coming to the plate. That will be a defense check, and it's high, so that tells me this is going to be an out. It's on the third baseman. It's an error check, and anything above 48 is an out, so that will be an out. It will be a 5-3 put out. And that will leave us with Rennie Stennett coming to the plate. What can he do? Ruthven has been dealing well in this game. And a gem of a pitching performance by him. This will be a ballpark, and it will go to Stennett's wheelhouse, but his wheelhouse is not a good one. He only gets hits from 1 to 28, and it's a 62. That will be it, folks, as he hits it sharply to second. It's scooped up easily over to first for the 4-3 put out. And that is our game. So at the end of our game, Philly 4, Pittsburgh 1. Ruthven pitched a 6, only allowed 6 hits in this game. Was a gem pitch by him. Not a poor one by Candelaria. He just didn't get the run support. So we will give the loss to Candelaria, the win to Ruthven. And that is my first playthrough with Payoff Pitch. And it was a little shaky, but I think I'll get the hang of it even more. I hope you will enjoy it. And I see my score sheet got all askew, and you probably didn't even see a lot of that. I apologize, but it was a great game. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.